Hello, and welcome to Dolphin's Dive, the weekly strategically minded Handelabra stream hosted by Dolphin. Handelabra believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against that goals are not welcome and will not be tolerated. That goals, yes, that's what I said. Those goals. Sentinels of the Multiverse, One Deck Dungeon, Bottom of the Ninth, and Aeon's End are available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices, as well as analog, cardboard, ink, and dice, and you can get the games and more info at handelabra.com. Hello, 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 Cat Dreaming and DF. We are here to play One Deck Dungeon and Aeon's End. I'm sorry that I took last week off. I got really behind on grading, and I wanted to spend some time to get caught up, and I did. And I'm not actually 100% of the way done, but I'm much better off than I was last week. So this is going to be a One Deck Dungeon Aeon's End week because the last stream was Sentinels. Next week will be the monthly Oblivion match. So we're going to do One Deck Dungeon today. Let's take a look at our statistics here and see what we want to play as. Usually trying to balance out my rates. But that usually means Mist because Mist is the newest and least used. Mist is at 7. Is there another hero? Not really. I don't really want to play with Mist. I've been playing a lot with Mist, although I guess 7 is not really that much, but I feel like it's always Mist now. Let's not play with Mist. Let's do something completely radical. 12 for Slayer, 12 for Warden, 13 for Witch, 13 for Warrior, 12 for Mage. Kind of feeling Mage Warrior. Not actually knowing at all what that synergy is. 1 agility, 3 mana, 3 strength, 1 agility. All right, so that's actually somewhat balanced in stats. So that's cool. Now let's take a look and see the monsters. Monsters, evil, villains, whatever they're called. It suffices to show that without drinking water you'll die. Ergo, taking care of things with greater priority before things with lower priority is the better decision. Yes, yes indeed. Let's see, Hydra's at 3. Which one's Hydra? But not 3, but 6. Before placing damage, remove 1 damage from Hydra for each uncovered skull. That's interesting. I don't know why I haven't played Hydra that often. I guess we'll play with Hydra. There's some agility here and some agility there. And also spend an extra time at the beginning of each turn. So that means the game will go 50% faster, right? So Hydra and Mage and Warrior are kind of doing this old school One Deck Dungeon, so we'll go with the old school healing potion. Standard deck, Fearless. Do we have any other focuses for you? We do not. Basic skill, durability, and prepared. Basic skill, durability, crafty, prepared, first aid, recovery, and grit. So Mage will be very easy to keep healed. Warrior, well, yeah, so let's see. So Warrior's strength-based, Mage is magic-based. Go figure. Reduce the difficulty of each armor box by 1 and gain a 4 of any type. That's what we had last time. This is only good for combats, so it's not good on the perils. And Hydra doesn't have any armors. So I think we want to go with Force Bolt instead. And Warrior with the 3 strength. Gain a 4 of any type. The other one was to gain 2 strength 3s. No, I'll stick with that. That's fine. Hey, Balooey. Did I also say Hi Orchid? It's Hi Orchid if I didn't yet. Forget if I did or not. Let's go ahead and do this. Mage and Warrior and Hydra. The Mageria. Trying to combine all 3 words. And it's also good to take a look at their heroic feats as well. Store heroic die here for each damage you take. Store a heroic here when you explore or flee. So we already stored one. And ignore one time used before suffering consequences. Your partner gains either a strength 1 or an agility 1. Hey, that combos really well with True Strike. I like that. Bear traps, an agility focused one. Very small chance we can actually do it. Unless we use mana charge, then it's a bit better. Like if I disarm them, that's 3 damage 2 times plus the 3 up front. I mean, I could probably do it if I just covered the 6. I could ignore the 5, put a damage on warrior. She gains a heroic. Like, warrior is the one that wants to take damage, except mage is the one that can heal damage a little more, which is a bit annoying, but we'll manage. I don't know. Let's enter. Let's gamble. Let's disarm. Yeah, we'll go ahead and use mana charge. All right, excellent. Can I get enough to cover the 5? That is not... Well, I guess... I mean, we have a 6 for that, I guess, technically speaking. But no damage was done, which is important. And we did need to roll that die. Invisibility potion. Spend 2 time before an encounter to skip to the claim loot phase. Interesting. I probably want that. It's certainly a very useful potion for skipping encounters. You don't want to do... Ooh, the heroism potion. I love this potion. Spend time for each skill you use. Lots of mana, lots of agility. Agility shield. But we can True Strike to help with that. We can Force Bolt to help with that. We probably won't get all these covered, but heroism is really good. In addition to invisibility, we got 2 really good potions right now. Perfect mana roll. We got an agility there. We don't have a strength. Ignore a time. Oh, ignore a time and spend a time. Yes, that was a good exchange. This power transfer is going to be expensive, though. It's going to be 2 time. But we have to cover that agility in some capacity, because we can't do anything unless that's covered. That strength 5 can't get covered. And we currently have 5 on the agility. If I power transfer, I get a 4. I would need another 1. I guess I can get that through heroics. And I don't actually have to use power transfer. I can use this right there to save a little bit. So that will be 2 damage and 1 time. Or 2 damage and 0 time at the cost of 1 time. I don't think I can really do any better. And that's fine. We'll give the damage to the warrior. Mage will heal up when we descend, so that's fine. Take the potion. Alright, so 2 good potions right off the bat. Rune puzzle. I don't really like persistence. If we decipher it, we'll have 3 dice. 4 with frenzy. I think if we did the other one with 3 dice, we should be able to do this one with 3 dice. Ooh. Well, we can cover the 6 and we can't cover the 5. And now I wish I had used this die because now I can't put a damage on warrior. We'll give it to mage, since mage can heal a little more easily. Let's take that item. I prefer the item over the skill. And not sure who would benefit most from this. Let's give it to warrior. There's no sign yet as to how these characters are going to get spec'd out. But power transfer could give an agility, so maybe we'll get agility skills on warrior someday, and so having more agility dice can help with the agility skills. We could also flee to gain a heroic. We're kind of past that. We might as well do this fight. Maybe not necessarily, though. But then I'd have to explore, and yeah. Well, all right. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. If any armor boxes are empty, discard this instead of looting. So this is... It's imperative that we cover the armor. Crushing Blow, really good skill. And I think we do need the 6s. No, we don't actually. These are strength, but... Or not strength squares, but that's fine. Yeah, we don't have that much agility, but if we can just cover the 3 and the 4... It's really the 5 I'm more worried about, though. But I guess Force Bolt can accomplish that if needed. Do I want to use Frenzy for this? Probably. Get that out of the way. Get a 4. That's good. That's a good agility number and not a good mana number. So let's give the strength to convert to something. Let's ignore time in case we were going to do that. Force Bolt might be more useful for these dice. We can get a 5 out of this if we need it. But we're going to need to put a heroic on the mana one. The strength. We do have something for the 5, but not for the 6. You need to get a 3 there. That heroic would do it. And that can go there. I mean, this doesn't have to go there, but this 6 isn't doing anything else anywhere else. Unless I take this 6 off and I convert this... I can put dice here and it pulls up the card. That's not necessarily what I want. It's also, like, this is what's annoying me, is that I'm putting my die over here and it's triggering the card. I never had that issue before. Or maybe I did and I never noticed. If I get a strength 5, the strength 6 could go there. The 6 could go here. But I still don't have something for the 3. Feel like there should be a way to do this, but I think the fact that we don't have many 3s is... Like, 3s and 4s are equivalent right now because I have no 3s. I just need to cover the armor boxes. So I've won the encounter with this. I can claim the rewards. I just feel like there should be a way to cover everything. Because I feel like I'm wasting dice. But at the same time, I have no 3s, so 3s and 4s are going to have to go on those squares. And I could put a 6 there if I convert these to a strength 5. But I can't cover both this agility 4 and this agility 3 because these dice aren't going to work for that. And I could use heroism, but it's a bit of a waste for that. So we're just going to have to take a damage in some capacity. It doesn't actually matter which capacity, but... I'll do it this way. Or I could take 1 time. But if I take the damage, then Warrior gets a heroic, so I prefer that. Don't normally prefer taking damage over time, but it works pretty well for that. But now we can get strength 6s. That's nice. We have the exploration die. That's nice. We have another bear trap with the mana potion. We just need mana 6s, not necessarily mana dice, although that can help in a pinch. But heroism can get me mana 6s, so that's more important. Let's go ahead and disarm them. And let's use the warrior die, since we're still a little short on agility. We got the 5, so I just have to have enough to cover the 6, and I have enough to cover the 6. I didn't need to roll the heroic. Oh well. Let's give that mana to Mage. Works well with Force Bolt. We have the Bandit that steals heroics. Cleave. Increase up to 4 of your dice by 1 each, but the Warrior is at their skill limit. Agility, but Warrior is at their item limit, so Mage would want to be taking these. We are running low on time, oddly. We need lots of agility for this encounter, but we're not really that worried. We don't need mana, so Force Bolt and Heroics should work fine. So I'm not going to use Mana Charge. My mana rolls have been pretty terrible. But let's see, we got stuff for the 5s. That's good. 3, 4. To quote John, just cover all the squares. Just cover all the squares, Lou. Don't make this harder than it needs to be. There. All the squares are covered. So, Mage has no strength. So, Cleave doesn't help her. I guess we'll give agility to the Mage. Yeah, so we're spending 2 time each turn instead of 2, so that's why time is going fast. That's fine. Rune puzzle. Ooh, and Decipher it's now going to involve damage. Both heroes are at the item limit, and re-roll all your 1s and 2s and roll a heroic die. I don't really need that. So we'll go for the experience if we do this, and we probably should. I think I want to destroy it because I don't want to spend the time, which means I'm gonna have to roll this die in order to help out. And we got a 5. Do we have enough to cover the 11? We do, thanks to the heroic. Yay! Do we need the strength or the experience? We could replace the agility die, but I kind of like forcing one stat on a character, so we'll take the experience. And if I stay on this floor, I will take a damage, but then I would be able to heal 3, and we can get the heroic to warrior. We'll do that. Does use up a useful potion, but that's fine. Armor Crush. Don't really need it. I mean, it's a nice skill, but we're at our skill limit. And a Mage isn't going to need that. Oh, this is also a terrible encounter. Spend time for each one rolled. Oh boy, this is not going to end well. And I can't level up from this. So, as much as it pains me, I'm gonna flee. I just don't feel like it's worth encountering it. And I'm not gonna get the heroic from this exploration, sadly, but I think I'll manage. Beetles return, and now we have these 2 extra boxes for 5 and 5. What other things do we have? No, we don't have any other things. 5 and 5, we should be fine there. Accuracy, very expensive skill. And we're both at our item limits. So this is just for experience again. Let's use the warrior die so that we can replace it if damage is dealt. I don't think we've had any good mana rolls this game, but we do have enough for that armor, unlike last time. We have enough for this armor and that armor, and we have enough for that armor. And now we have a bunch of 1s, 2s, and 3s. None of which are the right color. We can Crushing Blow, though, so that's nice. We can ignore a time, if that matters. We can Force Bolt to get a 5, or a 4, or a 3. And we can True Strike to get a 4. And that's probably going to be the best we can do there. So let's see, how do we want to do this? Let's get that one. I guess it doesn't matter because I already had a one. Let's just make a heroic for now. This can go here to do 2 time or here for a damage. We are preventing 1 time though, so it might be better to prevent the damage and then prevent damage. So we'll take 1 damage and 1 time. Warrior can take the damage for heroic. We are a little behind on my usual schedule of level up once per floor, but we're decently set up. We need to get a little better. X equals 4 per open door, and there's so much agility on this card. Holy smokes. Definitely rolling this. And I will probably roll this as well just because there's so much agility. So much agility. Good agility roll. We actually got a 5 with mana for once. True strike. So the strength is covered. And we don't need the mana this time, so I could do whatever with it. We have something for that, something for that, something for that, so we just need a 5, which we can easily get. Ta-da! Alright, don't like persistence, don't need that item, so I guess we're leveling up. Huzzah. Finally at level 2. We have a heroic die now. Alright, critical strikes. Change 1 or 2 heroic dice into agility, or into heroics of the same values. Well, I guess I'm going to enter this. It is a bit difficult with the 11 or the 14. We don't have any peril skills. Yeah, we could flee, we could invisibility. I don't really like fleeing unless I have to, because that's 3 time I'm spending instead of the usual 2. But slowing time's also 3 time, right? Let's slow time. We can do this. I believe. I slightly less believe. We are short by 1, which means that we're going to take a damage in a time. Warrior will take the damage. Okay. I don't know how useful critical strikes is, because we need agility for the boss. We need an agility 6 and then some amount of agility, so I don't know that converting them into heroics is going to be that nice, but giving more health to the warrior plus a strength die seems like a good idea. Fire elementals. Fire elemental. Change any or all of your dice to 4s. Really good skill. Slightly less useful in a 2-player game, but really nice skill. And before the encounter, 1 hero loses a damage. This is an invisibility consideration here. We only have 1 strength box. We have some mana, but we've been pretty bad at mana, and we're not good at managing mana. Agility, we have means of managing. I don't know, I think I'm gonna invisibility. So with that, we would want Mage to drink that, because Mage will heal. I am gonna take consistency though. I'm gonna give that to Warrior. Maybe? Actually, Mage would really like that, because Force Bolt becomes a lot better. Alright. Oh, jeez. Well, this is another invisibility consideration here. And I think I'm just going to do it because I don't want to discard my 1s and 3s. You can drink that, but it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna take the experience because I don't. Mage doesn't really need strength. Oh, and damage. Oh right, because we used invisibility. I'm just gonna descend. We only did like 5 encounters in this floor, but sticky surrounding is really costly. Apparently, we're spending like 5 to 6 extra time each round. Okay, Valor. I want that. I want that. Why is challenge boxes getting highlighted? We're doing this for sure. I think this time I am just going to enter and use things. I've also been taking the peril options that have been 3 times, but that's okay. I'm gonna use this. I'm actually gonna use both of these. Oh, right, they're actually getting reduced by 1 because we're now on the new floor. Okay. That's fine. We should hopefully get some 5s out of this. We did. We have a 3 out of that. And oh no! We're short. That's okay. Warrior will take it. Valor, I really want. Hey, Licky, and welcome back, Orchid. I feel like Mage would prefer it. This is turning into a quick game. We have invisibility, we have heroism, the fire elementals returned. Mana fountain with force bolt, yes please. Can I do this? I mean, I know I invisibility last time, but we did that last time for consistency. I'm gonna do it manually this time. Would have wished Warrior had taken that damage before, but that's fine. So do Valor first before we do anything else. Oh no, 1 got reduced to 0. Ignore it. Time. Give you a strength 1 to make a heroic. Give you a thing for that. We can consistency to change everything to 4s. Might be better to do that with the heroic. How useful are 4s here? Well, Force Bolt can now get me things. Let's see. So obviously, well, I'll hold on to the 6 because these could turn into heroic. We don't have any 6s. I guess the heroic is going to be used on the mana. And then we have something there. Something there. We have things for that. We would probably want a Force Bolt to get a 6 there. We're still missing a 5. Although this 3 is not doing anything actually. Although that doesn't actually help at all. That 3 is not doing anything. We've used up all the skills, all right. Well, I feel like this has to be an agility 6. Just don't think I can get that 5 covered. It's not the end of the world. But now mana fountain for Mage. Hello. Discard 5s to gain strength 6s. I never really liked that skill. That's a lot of dice. That's a lot of dice. That's a lot of damage on my warrior. Oh, just the fact that my warrior's at 4. Okay. Well, I mean... Maybe I'll just flee this and get a heroic for the next encounter, because I don't want brute force. I don't need that item, and I think I'm past the point of getting to level 4 in this match. I could level up off of this to get a potion now, but invisibilitying for that defeats the purpose, and fighting it straight up, that's a lot of dice. I think I'm just gonna flee. If any boxes are empty, spend 2 time. We already have that potion. We already have the item. Or item limit, rather. I guess we could just do it for the experience. Might as well mana charge, because we're going to explore after this. Might as well frenzy, because just in case I take more damage. Back to mage, because that can be consistency'd. I no longer care about mage's dice, apparently, because, well, we can just change everything to 4. Mana Fountain. That means Force Bolt is now paid for. Valor. I love these, except consistency makes it 4s anyway, so it doesn't matter, see? That's why we're giving consistency to mage. Alright, you are absolutely getting that 6. You are absolutely doing that. You are absolutely getting a strength to turn into something. So consistency and force bolt is what's left. Well, consistency might as well be done. And then we have the 6 for force bolt. So we don't have a mana 5 again. We have a single agility 6. We have some strength 6s, but not another strength 5. We have some things for the armors. All the armors are covered. We're gonna be spending 2 time because I don't think we can cover everything. That's a lot of 5s we still have to cover. And all the good that my 4s did me because I need 6s. I could heroism. I don't know if that's too exciting. It doesn't matter if this is agility or strength. We're taking 2 time, and we're taking 2 damage, and we're taking 3 time, unless I heroism, in which case it's 0 damage, 0 time. And bear in mind, this is a difficulty, or not difficulty 2, but this guy awards 2 experience, which I feel like I'm going through hoops to get this accomplished. I think I'm gonna use heroism. I feel like it's a waste to do it just to get 2 experience, but we have to get past the encounter. All right, so this is basically the last encounter, and he's doing damage. He's doing damage. Warrior will survive, but we have to actually win the encounter. We have a lot of damage on the warrior. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And we have to get 5s and 6s again. What if I just invisibility? Or what if I just flee, because it's invisibility is not going to do me anything. If I fight it straight up, I take a damage. I can potentially get a potion. I could also take 2 damage and die, because warrior... I guess I don't have to give a damage to the warrior, but... I don't think it's worth it. I think I'm just going to descend. Alright, so now mage. Yeah, mage will heal after every boss round. Warrior's damage is permanent. Unless I use healing. But then I can't use heroism that I was saving for the boss. Alright, so let's do this. I don't think we're gonna get 6s covered. Oh, we do have a single heroism, I guess. And that strength roll means we could get a crushing blow going. Roll the valor. Get that 6. We have something for that, so I probably can just throw this in for strength. Because our strength here with Crushing Blow and with True Strike is really good. I don't know if I need to ignore time, I guess. Get Force. Change 2 of my dice to Force. Alright, so now some of the 6s, I guess that would give us these 6s. Seems like an incredible waste. Especially because we still have to cover these boxes. We could heroism these to be 6s. In which case we can save some of these dice. And then I can heroic this. Yeah, I'm gonna go that route. Solid first round. I have no potions though. Come on, mana 6. Nope. Okay. So all I have to do is survive this round and cover all the boxes on the left. That's all I have to do. If I can afford to do that, we can survive. I have to cover one of those. I absolutely have to. I also have to cover everything else. Pay no attention to that detail just yet. Oh, we also don't have any agility 6s. Oh no! Oh, actually, no, we still have this. We still have this, and that's absolutely... Okay, never mind, we're fine. False alarm. Crisis averted. That covers that. And I have to... I don't think that's going to be enough. I would want one of those, but then I can't get a 6 for that. We're taking 4 damage, warrior dies. Oh, GG. Not GG. Well, so if I remove some of these, it's not GG. It's not GG. We can survive by our fingernails. Well, okay, actually it's not that, but this. Actually, I don't know what I'm doing here. No. I can't. No, it's not. I can't cover both. I can't cover both of these 6s. That's the issue. Like, I don't have enough 6s. I also don't have enough strength. What I need is 5 more strength. But I don't have 5 more strength. This is 4 damage, which will kill the warrior. Because it's 2 and 2. All I need is to cover one of these and we win. But I can't. And if I can't, then one of these has to be uncovered. But if one of these is uncovered, I have to cover both of these 6s. Which I also can't. This is the best I can do. Well, it was a fun game. Got so close to beating the Hydra. But fortunately, the dice were not in my favor. I'm just marking certain boxes. Doesn't really matter. We got all the pentagons covered, so now it's down to the squares, and I don't know. Maybe it's worth investing circles in healing or crafty. But that's fine. I prefer to fill in the squares first. It feels wrong to me to fill in the circles first. Alright, well, unfortunately that was a 1-deck loss. That dungeon went way too quickly. We're now 3-4 versus the Hydra. Yeah. And I don't know if I should be pointing this out on stream, but it was recently, like, John recently posted this in the Discord, I think. I'm pretty sure. Or was it in 1-deck dungeon beta? In which case, maybe it's not public knowledge. There is an issue with 6s. There's an issue with numbers, actually. The dice are not rolled uniformly randomly as dice should be rolled. We got 14 6s in that game. We also got 28 5s, but that's, if you ignore that, we got more 1s, 2s, and 3s than we got 4s, 5s, and 6s. And the all-time rolls, you can see 6s are definitely significantly lower, whereas these should all be even. So there's some issue there. Actually, these are my all-time. Global, yeah, it's also significantly low. It's an error with the coding. I think it has to do with Unity's physics engine, is what John said it was. So there is an issue here that they are trying to address, because this is not just bad luck. This is it's statistically relevant at this point. So would having more 6s have helped me in this match? I mean, maybe I wouldn't have taken as much damage in certain fights. But I mean, it's not like I don't think that it's so, like, the difference between 8.2 million and 8.6 million is about how many? Like, that's about 5%. So if I got 5% more 6s across all of my rolls, what was that like? And I'm completely spitballing these numbers, so I'm not claiming any degree of mathematical accuracy, but 52, 76, 96, 116, 124, 138. 5% of 138 would be 6. I would have 6 more 6s in this match, which is about, you know, that is right. It would put 6s in the 20s range, which would make sense. But those 6s across the entire match. So, like, I got a 6 in floor 1, 2 6s in floor 2, a 6 in floor 3, 2 6s against the boss. Would that have made a difference? Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? But yeah, we went through that dungeon really quickly. Time was an issue, and we didn't get as leveled up as I like to be in 1-deck dungeon games. Oh well. It happens. Sometimes you have bad games. That's the nature of games, is sometimes the cards aren't in your favor, or the dice aren't in your favor, or the encounters are not in your favor. So let's take a game that has slightly less RNG. There is RNG, but I would argue significantly less. I mean, the RNG comes down to how the Nemesis deck is shuffled. But now it's time for Aeon's End to end the stream. And you can see that. Good. Quick play, new game, quick play, new game. Let's just do quick play. Completely random. And I get missed. Okay. Okay. Missed against the Prince of Gluttons. I feel like I almost always play the Prince of Gluttons. I don't know why. Oh, no, never mind. We also have Brama. Never mind. Brama. Hey, Brama. How are you doing? Aeon's End, the doom of all. All right, so let's just take a look what we have here. Jade, spend 2 ether. Costs 2 ether. Rizzwood Amber costs 3 ether. When you gain this, you may place on top of your deck and gain 2 ether. Well, not and, but gain 2 ether. Burning Opal, 5 ether cost. Gain 3 ether. You may discard a card in hand. If you do, any ally draws a card. Flexing Dagger, the next time you focus or open a breach this turn, it costs 3 ether less, or destroy this and deal 1 damage. Blasting Staff, you may cast a prepped spell that you prepped this turn. If you do, that spell deals 2 additional damage. Mage's Talisman costs 5 ether, gain 1 charge. Any ally gains 1 charge. Spectral Echo costs 3 ether, deal 2 damage. You may destroy a card in hand. Planar Insight costs 6 ether, deal 2 damage, deal 1 additional damage for each of your opened breaches. Wildfire Whip. While prepped during your main phase, you may spend 2 ether to cast any player's prepped spell, deal 4 damage. Interesting. Some casting of prepped spells outside of the casting phase, some means of focusing, some means of charging. This is the Prince of Gluttons, who is going to be eating stuff, though. So let's see. Your thing is any ally draws 4 cards. Your thing is any player gains 4 life. So you can be a little riskier with life in this game. But those charges aren't the flashiest charges, but they're certainly useful in some capacity. We can buy from the Devoured deck. Devoured deck has different gems in it right now. And I would prefer not to buy from the supply unless I need to. That said, the Talisman is really good. The Flexing Dagger is really good. So let's see. The gems. So what is this? We can't cast the prep spell. So we have 4 ether right now. And a spell. We can prep the spell. And I can get the relic and I can get the gem. I'm going to get the gem and the relic. And the order did matter, as always. To discard 3 cards in hand. Power 2, unleash. Any player suffers 4 damage. Well, let's see. Discard 3 cards in hand. I think I'm going to do that with Brama. Because I could still get this relic there. I'm going to get a Flexing Dagger on both of my players so that they can get their breaches opened a little more freely. Next, I want to figure out getting the Mage's Talisman. So 3 ether, I can buy that. Unfortunately, that does mean that I can't place my spell. Any player suffers 2 damage or devour 2 relics from the least expensive supply. Well, we can deal with the damage a little more easily. Let's go ahead and damage him though, since we can. Play the gems, prep that spell. I cannot get that relic right now. But we do have another spell. We might as well focus this breach and place that there. Alright. Mist's turn. I might have called you Mage. It's another M word, but you're not Mage, you're Mist. Of course you're Mist. You're like the symbol of Aeon's End. I don't want to cast a spell. Let's gain the ether. We have the relic to make the next cost less. I can open this for free now. I can open this for 2. But I have 5 ether, so I can get the relic, and I'll focus this because it's free. And I want this open because it has a +1. All right, the order that I want: Flexing Dagger, and then Jade, and then Garnet Shard. And then Mist goes again. Play the gems, cast or prep that spell. So I don't want to buy things unless they're devoured pile, unless I exceptionally want it. And spells are another thing that I exceptionally want. Especially because as we're focusing, we'll have more breaches, so we'll want more spells. Planar Insight's going to be really nice once everything's opened. But we can't afford that just yet. I also can't afford this. I want to... Yeah, cards would replace gems, right? I don't need gems if I can get cards, right? So we'll just charge up. Okay. Damage you. Play your gems. Drop a spell. And... you can't do anything much more other than maybe charge, but let's focus this one. It's already almost open. We'll suffer damage. Devour 2 cards from the second most expensive gem supply pile. Any player suffers 2 damage. And if Brama takes this, if Brama charges, she can heal to max. Good. And take out this guy now. It is a Nemesis turn next. And you can get the Mage's Talisman. You already have that, right? Yeah, it's right there. I want one in each. Next, let's see, and we should focus that one. So next, we want to consider spells. Any player suffers 3 damage or devour 3 spells from any supply pile. If it gets devoured, it goes in the devoured pile, which means I could buy it if I can afford it. I mean, I could also just get it directly from the pile. Damage. It's still early and we can heal, so I'm going to do the damage. Unleash twice and any player gains 2 charges or Gravehold suffers 4 damage. We don't have a means of healing Gravehold, so I'm going to go with the unleashing twice. We have choices here between Jade and Flexing Dagger. Let's do Flexing Dagger. We're done with that. Let's give that to Mist. Because... Okay, we can damage you. I can do the relic, charge that, and Brama draws 4. And I guess there's some strategy with when you would want to draw 4, so you could draw like 4 powerful cards, but that's fine. Might as well do it when we have it. Reduce the next cost. We could... Let's do that. We can open that and do that. Now we already have this opened, and we have a +1 on that. Yay! Destroy a card in hand that costs 2 ether or more. Unleash. Any player discards 3 cards, then draws 1 card. Okay. Charge. Reduced cost. We could destroy this. If we destroy Griswood Amber. Not really happy about that. But we don't have any other cards that are worth anything right now. So I'm gonna have to do that because I don't want to do the unleashing. Play the gems. We have a spell. We have many spells. I don't know what all I can do. I'm definitely gonna focus that and place that there. Not as powerful of a turn as I would like, but it's fine. Damage, damage, damage. Charge, gems. We have 5 ether. I mean, I can gain that. because I need to replace the Rizzwood Amber anyway. Let's focus that. You're going to need to get spells too, though. Because there's no real purpose in opening breaches if I don't have spells, right? Gems. Well, I could charge, and then Brama draws. Brama's going to try to be powerful. Devour cards equal to this minion's life from one supply pile, and then this minion suffers 2 damage. And for once, you're not going immediately. I like that. Alright, so charge, and then reduce the cost. Play gems. Might as well focus that. Corrupt spells. Still can't afford the spells that I really want. I can charge that and then use it to heal Brama. And then I can... I don't really want to gain Spectral Echo, although I guess I could use that to destroy cards. So maybe I should, just so that I have spells. I mean, I'm just looking at the 2 damage and saying that's not really significant versus Planar Insight that's going to be dealing 5 or 6. 6? Is it going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 open breaches when this is fully open? I really want Planar Insight is what I want. But we can also filter my deck more easily. Or not filter, but clean up my deck with Spectral Echo. And getting this down to 3 is better because when you devour 3 cards. Reduce a cost, gain a charge. And then we have 2 ether. Let's prep that there. Let's gain that gem. And let's not focus that. Open that because that's the same cost. Might as well be opened. All right. Why are you saying I can do something? I don't know why. All right, Brama. So we're gonna have another Nemesis turn, another Mist turn. Damage, damage, damage. Play gems. Prep spell. 5 ether. Still can't afford that. Was it Brama or was it Mist that drew? Oh, it was Brama. Spectral Echo's there. I don't want to get more than 1 of that, honestly. I might as well get 1 of this because there's 4 in the supply. 3 is a better number. Alright, this guy's going to take himself out. He's only going to devour 1 card, which isn't bad. Play the gems. I could actually just cast this spell and avoid the devouring. But 1 card's not terrible. Spell. Spell. 4 ether. I'm just going to charge this. Alright, so which supply does not have 3 in it? Alternatively, which supply do we just want to be able to buy from, I guess? If I put a Planar Insight there, we could buy it. Needle Maw. So, Gravehold Damager. Well, we can damage it. And we are in tier 2? We're in tier 2. So charges. I wasn't maxed, right? Yeah, I wasn't maxed. But now Brama can draw 4, and Brahma's great. 5, still can't afford what I want. There's 6 in that supply. This deals additional damage if you cast a prep spell that you prepped this turn. We don't have spells still. Do you have a Spectral Echo? I think you do. Take that. And charge. Alright. my spending power I still feel like isn't too good. When damage is dealt to this minion, reduce it by 1. Any player suffers damage equal to this minion's life. Play gems. Reduce cost. Prep a spell. We have 4 ether. I'm gonna do that since it's cheap. I'm definitely not buying Jade. And it doesn't make sense to get this because it's not going to help with my spending power directly, I guess. But I don't want to get that. Yeah, I'll get it. Because I'll get 2 more ether next turn, I guess, is the benefit. That's my rationale. I'll leave it to Mist, because Mist can regain 4 off of Brama. Devour a gem from the most expensive supply pile. And look at all of those minions now. Alright. Damage you. Destroy a card. Let's destroy a crystal and see if that doesn't destroy my game. I can buy that. Charge. Reduce. Open that. Spell. Spell. Excellent. So now we have a good spell that I like. We're gonna have to worry about getting spells because we have lots of stuff going on now. Damage. Damage. Gems. Spell. I can get you another one. I can get you this one. I can charge, heal. Now we really need spells. Let's grab that one for diversity. And we can now take out Needle Maw, so there's 2 less damage to Gravehold each round. Play the gems, charge, relic, reduce, open, spell, spell. Alright, now Brahma's all open. This is dealing 7 damage because we have 4 open breaches. Yeah, this is okay. This is good. Actually, let me not do that. Definitely that is going there. Do we want to just damage this guy? This is Gravehold and Devour. This is player suffers damage. I'm not worried about player suffers damage. So there. All right. Now we're all set up. Play the gems, prep a spell, 5 ether. I could have gotten another thing, but that's fine. OBS is disconnected. Is it because my internet's gone? No, it seems like my internet's still here. Just said connecting to chat. Let me refresh this. Because I don't trust it when that happens. Reconnection successful. And let me open up the stream on my end to see if I'm back. Am I back? I see myself back. I do. And I'm back! Woo! I'm back! I don't know when I cut off, but we killed guys. I destroyed a crystal. That's fine. Well, actually, can I get a bajillion spells in my deck now? Because if Brahma gets a bajillion spells, that's ridiculous. She can just be a damage-dealing beast. So yeah, I destroyed a thing. Let's not destroy the thing. Definitely take that guy out, though. Skip that part. Play the gems. Prep that spell. 6 ether. We'll get another planar banishment because that is ridiculous with 4 open breaches. Alright, Mist's turn. Let's reduce your damage. It's only 1 loss. Play gems. Gain ether. Prep spell. 4 ether. I can't buy that, but I can charge, draw. Prep spell. Discard. And let's give this to Brama. Set this minion's life equal to 8 plus the number of empty supply piles. So 9. And persistent is unleash. So there's a devourer, and we're now getting rid of those 2, or that thing, yep. Unleash twice, okay. So that's getting rid of, okay, 2 in that supply. That means that Gravehold is going to be suffering damage this round, because I did greedily take that Frizzwood Amber. That's fine. Destroy 1, destroy that, or discard that one. All right. Unleash. Damage. I'm gonna damage you. A loss of 1. Play the gems. Charge. Spell. 4 ether. Charge. And then damage. You're gone now. We have 5 ether, which is not enough to buy one of those things. So I'm gonna destroy that crystal. Do that. Reduce. Play gems. I'll just open this. Just to get it over with. The 3rd consecutive missed turn. Here, Brama, have more cards. Oh boy, Brahma's turn. Let's go. Oh, how much is this? 1 damage and gain an ether. So how much ether can you get? Not that many. You have too many spells. That's what happened. But we can spend ether to cast any prepped spell. So that's nice. Charge. And then deal damage with that, so that card's gone. Let's stick that there. Let's do this and then cast ether or spend ether for that. Do that, spend ether to do that. And then I don't want to destroy my cards in hand unless I don't play all my crystals. Now let's rewind this when I hit play all gems. I don't want to play all my gems. Save that one there, but not that. I gotta do this first, and then charge, and then destroy that for that. Prep that. I want to just set this there, and then I could put planar insights on the right side. There we go. Well, we got rid of all the minions, and we have 2 planar insights queued up. Unleash twice, any player suffers 2 damage. So what is that going to be? Blasting Staff that we've yet to pick up. I probably should have picked up one of them because that would have avoided that damage, or 2 of them rather. Alright. I expect you to die. But not just yet, but I expect you to die soon. Okay. Spell, gems, 6 ether. Really? You just want planar insights. That's the most powerful card right now. Why do I have 10 cards in my hand? Because Mist used her thing twice. So Mist's ability is any ally draws 4 cards. We managed to charge that and use it twice before Brama's turn because Mist had 3 consecutive turns. So it was ridiculous. What is this? The player with the lowest life suffers 2 damage, or any player discards a prepped spell that costs 3 ether or more. I'm going to take you out because we have lots of damage going around now. That said, we don't have that much damage this round. 3 ether. I can't do much with that. I'll prep, or I'll charge. Brama's next turn. Damage. Yeah, destroy that. Damage. Damage. Gems. 2 planar insights. Charge. And damage is cheap because we can charge and heal. I'll give that to Mist. Spend 8 ether or Gravehold suffers 2 damage for each supply pile. Empty supply pile. Player with the most open breaches destroys 4 cards in hand or suffers 4 damage. Destroys 4 cards in hand. Wow. Okay, 3 in supply, 6 in supply. We gotta finish this game before all the supplies are gone. Because we're running low now. We're actually dangerously low. There's 2 there, 4 there, 3 there. And I don't want to keep taking this damage. It's going to be 2 Mist turns next. You have Crystal, Jade, Spark. Let's have you destroy 4 cards. I'm not happy about this, but it's Brama that matters more. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. I don't know if we'll be able to spend 8 ether. Gravehold will take 12 damage, which is significant, but if we can hold in there, if we can hang in there. Okay. Brama's turn. Damage. Damage. Heal. Mist. Charge. That. And that. And that. None of these are destroy effects. We have 8 ether. We can destroy that. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Board is clean for now. I don't need to do that. There's no pressing need to do that. Like, I would prefer to do it to destroy a minion than just to deal damage when I could do that on Brama's turn. Because it's not going to really make a difference if I do the damage or if Mist does the damage. And the only thing I can do here is charge. Unleash twice. Gravehold suffers 4 damage. Yeah, this game's not going to last much longer in either direction. Like, we can only unleash twice more and then we lose. I don't have enough ether to do what I wanted to do. There's no more Brama turns. There's 1 more Mist turn, 1 more turn there. I'm not too hopeful for this match. It comes down to what this says. Remember when I said there's not much RNG? Actually, the turn order deck is significant RNG. Charge, gems, spell, Charge, draw. Alright, so what is the Nemesis turn going to do? Power 1, unleash 3 times. Well, if you go off, I lose. Okay, Brama went off. Can we win? No. Actually, no, we will. This is +1. I forgot about that. Okay, we won. We won by the skin of our teeth. No, we lost. Ah! I mathed it right the first time. It's 3 and 2 and 1. I thought it was doing 2 and 2 and 2. Never mind. Well, was this destroy 2 prep spells that each cost 3 or more? We can't have that go off by any means. Destroy 2 prep spells. That. I only need 1 of these. What can I do here? Brama, heal. All right, Brama, go again, please. No. Places their discard pile on top of the deck, shuffles it, and then unleash twice. All right, that's game over. It's game over. And it says any player. Why did you forcibly do that to Brama? How rude. Oh man. You have no memory of this place or its people. There's only pain and darkness. Oh man, that is cruel. 1 HP. 1 HP. You know all the damage I dealt to the minions? Maybe I should have dealt some of that to the Nemesis. All right, new game. Let's do this manually. I have not really been too successful against Crooked Mask. So let's face Crooked Mask. Lash is one that can, yeah, let's do that one. Let's prevent damage to Gravehold or players during a turn. That sounds good. That's a really good one. Let's do that one. 3 heroes. Or 3 mages, rather. And let's random. I love random. Random is fun. So I'm playing with 3 mages, which means that one of the cards in the turn order is a wild card, meaning we can choose who goes next. Another thing, and I don't think this is mentioned in the online game, or not online, but the digital game, is the fact that the number of cards in the Nemesis deck varies based on the number of mages. So with 3 mages, there's slightly more cards in here because more basic cards are chosen. All the Crooked Mask cards are always in here, but some of the basic cards, like which basic cards you get, are random. And it starts at tier 1, goes down to tier 2 and tier 3. Corruption cards are all tier 0. But that's a different thing. So yeah, so corruptions, when a corruption is destroyed, placed on the bottom of the corruption deck. When the player would gain a corruption, the corruption deck is empty. Gravehold suffers 2 damage. The start of each player's turn, player resolves all corruptions. At the end of each player's main phase, that player resolves all corruptions. Corruptions may not be played at any other time, and when you gain a corruption, you may not look at the corruption unless it is placed into your hand. So you cannot see what the corruption is. All right, so what do we have? Sifter's Pearl. Gain 2 ether. Each player reveals the top card of the deck and either discards it or returns it. Visible Amber. When you gain this, you may place it on top of your deck and gain 2 ether. Searing Ruby. Gain 2 ether and gain an additional ether that can only be used to gain a spell. Flexing Dagger. The next time you focus or open a breach. We saw that one already. Bottled Vortex. Destroy this. Destroy up to 2 cards in your hand or discard pile. Draw a card. Spectral Echo. Amplify Vision. Focus your closed breach with the lowest focus cost. Deal 2 damage. If all your breaches are opened, deal 1 additional damage. Planar Insight. Arcane Nexus. All prepped. Once per turn during your main phase, you may return a gem you played this turn to your hand. Deal 4 damage. Okay, some interesting things we have going on here. We don't have focuses. Not focuses, we don't have charges. All charging has to be done manually, which means that gems are useful. Not that they weren't useful, but they're more useful because that's your main source of charging is from gems. We can focus off of Flexing Dagger. We can focus off of Amplify Vision. What is this one? Gain 1 ether. Any ally may suffer 1 damage and destroy a card in hand. Yeah, no. No. We can do that eventually, but not just yet. And damage is permanent. There's no healing. So 4 ether. And you only have tier 3 and tier 4 breach. And technically that's tier 2. So you lost your tier 1 just because you can prevent damage. Getting this charged is useful. Getting this charged is useful. Getting this charged is also useful. So many useful things. I think I want to get better spending power, especially because we're not going to have as good control of our deck this game, because when you, like, he has cards that shuffle your deck, which is terrible in Aeon's End. I'm gonna go with Sifter's Pearl. I can take more actions. What can I do? Oh, spell. That's what I can do. Duh. All right. Gems. That's the wild one. I would rather it be on the bottom, because then I'll know we aren't going to have like 14 consecutive Nemesis turns. We have 5 ether because I revealed a player thing. Let's play that. Spending power and charge. And then it's Adelheim. Play the gems. Any ally may draw a card and then discard a card. You would get Sifter's Pearl. You would get Sifter's Pearl. Who would be better for that? Lash could discard a spark and then he doesn't have to focus that turn. So 3 ether, 2 spells. Let's get the spells up. When this minion suffers damage, the player dealt that damage gains a corruption and places it on top of their deck. And the players collectively gain 2 corruptions and places them on top of their deck. And a breach is focused. So who wants that corruption? Well, what was this? Gain 2 corruptions and place them on top of their decks. I'm gonna give it to Phaedraxa. I don't know why, but I am. We can focus any breach. Let's focus that one. Actually, no, I don't want to focus that one. I want to focus the tier 4 because it's cheapest right now. Wild card. Who wants a turn? I don't like that whenever you're dealt damage because I don't want to damage you ever. But Gravehold suffers 1 damage. I guess that's not the worst effect. Because how many Nemesis turns are there going to be in the game? I don't know. We probably want Adelheim to get more set up. So let's get you a Sifter's Pearl. Let's get you a charge. We definitely want Adelheim charged up in some capacity. Phaedraxa, because if you discard, what happens? What happens if you discard that? It's in your discard now. You didn't draw it during your turn. Is it just going to be in the deck? Gravehold suffers 3 damage, gain 2 life, destroy this. Yeah, you can just discard that. That's fine. All right, we need to... Let's focus that. Need more spending power, but we have 2 spells. To discard, destroy a card in hand that costs 2 ether or more, power to unleash. And then any player discards 3 cards and then draws 1. Play the gems. You have nothing that's 2 or more. I want spending power. You can afford a Searing Ruby. Let's get you a Searing Ruby because that will help with spells later. Adelheim is going to keep taking turns when he can. Damage. Damage. And you could destroy a Searing Ruby, but... Or, sorry, not a Searing Ruby, a Sifter's Pearl. I want you to keep it, though. So now, what would you draw instead? You would draw an Amethyst Shard, which is gain an ether and draw something. Yeah, that can be discarded. Lash would draw a gem. I will leave that there because that's really good. Phaedraxa would draw Endless Hunger. You can stay there. All right. Spending power and charge. Gems. And it's the same thing for Phaedraxa. Keep that there. Keep that there. Adelheim could get a Searing Ruby. That is better. 5 ether. Spell. Yeah, let's get that because I'll go on top and then charge. Oh yeah, we never did that. I forgot to do that. So this is suffer damage. You may destroy the top card of your deck. Yeah, sure. So to destroy this, and what can I do here? Power 3. Yeah, that's just gonna have to go off. We can destroy that Searing Ruby to get rid of that. Suffer damage to destroy. Nope. 3 ether. Let's get that card since we lost the spending power we had before. To discard, spend 6 ether. Power 2, unleash twice. I would actually be comfortable knowing that that's coming up. I can get rid of this. So that's good. Discard 3 cards in hand. There's so many powers! Adelheim, you gotta get charged up, man. So what is this? Discard 3 cards in hand to destroy this. You're not going to take a turn next, and Adelheim's actually going to have another turn. It might be fine for him to just do it right now. Get rid of Spark, Gem. Play all the gems. Oh yeah, if Phaedraxa draws, we can discard that and keep that from ever from being used, I guess. 2 ether, charge, discard. Adelheim goes again, play the gems. So that's gem for gem. At least it will cycle through faster. Lash is gem for spark. I already have plenty of sparks, so you can keep that there. Adelheim is gem for gem. crystal for crystal, rather. I keep saying gem because that's the word that appears there, but gem is a generic term for any ether gaining card. But yeah, you can discard that. It will filter through your deck a little faster, I guess. We have 7 ether, 8 for a spell. I can get this fully charged up, and now I can use this to avoid any card from having effect. And we have 3 more ether, or 4 for a spell. Yeah, we're gonna need to start getting spells. I want to get a spell there that will help with the charging. Adelheim will take a turn because Adelheim should always take turns when he can. That is gem. That is gem. That's fine. And now you have 2 spells prepped. Gems. Yeah, let's discard Adelheim's. I'd rather not discard Phaedraxa's. Lashes can be discarded. For ether, we have spells, so we're gonna do that. Two damage for each of the prep spells. Discards all of their crystals, suffers 3 damage, and then things. I'll actually accept that. Because there's lots of options here for each player. Let's get you a spell that focuses. Unleash and Gravehold suffers damage. We're gonna need to actually deal with this minion soon because this is annoying me. I would rather save this for a power. We are on tier... No, we're still on tier 1. Wow, okay. Phaedraxa, gain a corruption. Shuffles, yeah. That when that unleash happens, a shuffle happens. Okay, you have 4+1. We can use the bottled vortex actually in this fight to destroy corruptions. Only in the hand or discard pile though, which means that you would have to draw it during your turn or have discarded it from another player, which I have done, but it's not as free as it could be. You have an Amplify Vision somewhere. I wish I could see what is in your deck, just not in deck order. Let's get a Spectral Echo. And charge. You still have a thing that prevents damage that I haven't really used yet. Well, I have no idea what Phaedraxa's deck is, so I'm just going to leave that there. Discard, really. 6+1. Yes, Arcane Nexus is good. Got that. Gems. Put that on the bottom. Just because I'm more comfortable knowing the end of it is a hero turn versus consecutive nemesis turns. 6 ether. Let's get these for super spending power. And what is this? Focus your closed breach with the lowest focus cost, deal damage. Okay, so that will focus that a little bit. That's fine. Gems. I don't know what Phaedraxa's deck order is. I guess there's a spark there, but I would rather not lose that. That's a thing. Yeah, draw that because you'll get to a card faster. You'll get to the whatever this card is that whose text is going off the screen. The Quartz Shard. 5 ether. And you're not getting much ether the next round, so let's get you this. 2 more ether. You can't get that, but you can open this. We probably should consider using this more often, but unleash twice, Gravehold suffers 3 damage. Yeah, we can get rid of that. There. See, we did it. Discard the top 2 cards of the Nemesis deck. For each tier 3 Nemesis card discarded, Gravehold suffers damage. Well, thankfully, you discarded 2 tier 2s, apparently, because no damage was dealt. Excellent. Play the gems. That's 3 ether. Open that, prep that, return this to hand, play that. 2 ether now, charge. Let's see, 4 ether. Let's get the ruby. Oh boy, corruptions. This is 4 + 1, so I want to do that. Even though that's a corruption, but now we can start getting rid of you. That got me 2 corruptions, annoyingly. We'll deal with it, I guess. You can discard that. That's good. And really, I'm just going to discard all of these. I don't really like crystals. I don't know if it really matters, though. But I don't like crystals. We should get rid of them, maybe, somehow, through a spell that can destroy a card in hand. Okay, 6 + 1. I can get another Arcane Nexus. And I can prep that spell. Alright, suffer 3 damage, gain 2 life, or... Well, or. More like and. Hold on a second. Go with that one. Sorry about that. I had to deal with something. I didn't have a handy Be Right Back screen. So I just had to go with the Dolphin's dive will begin soon, even though it's not really accurate. All right, so Phaedraxa. So you have these 2 corruptions. Both of them have to be resolved. Gain a spell and gain 3 corruptions. Oh, I hate this one. Well, order doesn't matter. Just take an Arcane Nexus. It's free. I'm not happy with it, but it's free. You're gonna get 2 corruption or 3 corruptions next turn, which is stupid. Charge. If we can get that charged up somehow, which we can't really do, but that would be nice. What was the thing that just happened? I don't know. Something happened. There was a corruption that I had, and it happened. All right, well, do that. Now all your breaches are opened. So this is also a good time for Planar Insight. Okay, well, that's good. Oh, yeah, this is the draw and discard? Yes, yes. What is this? Suffer damage, suffer 2 damage, suffer 1 damage, gain a charge. Let's do the one that is more damage. Now you have 4 ether, which is not enough to get that, but we do want you to charge back up. Alright. We kind of actually want all these people to get, like, charged in some capacity. Oh, wow, all those sparks. I'm okay with that, because it would be replacing a crystal, which is not exciting. That's not exciting. That's not exciting. Let's just leave them there. 8 ether. We could get an Adelheim thing back into turn order. Oh, but there's 2 Nemesis turns there. Oh, that's obnoxious. Yeah, let's do Adelheim. Because that is obnoxious. And at this point, might as well charge that back up. Unleash twice and Gravehold suffers 3 damage. Or place the most recently discarded thing, which is Corruptor. Which was... no! Corruptor is going to put corruptions in the thing anyway, so it kind of is better to have Corruptor. Because, yeah. I'm not happy with this. Okay, 6 ether. Do that. And then you have 2 more ether left over. This is a waste of a card at this point. Because you already have all your breaches opened, and destroying this and deal 1 damage is wasting a valuable slot for another card. So let's not get that. There's nothing else you can do, so your turn's over. And I don't want to unleash. I am very much against unleashing. You're gonna get a corruption when you do this, but you have to go away. And you're gonna get another corruption when you do that, but you have to go away. But I can Arcane Nexus, and hey, I can discard that. Take that. Lash would get a better gem. Phaedraxa would get a crystal, but no spells in that turn. So leave that there. Gem. Return. Let's do that one, because that could get you another thing if you want it. But you kind of have to charge back up, so you're just going to do that anyway. Gravehold suffers 3 damage, or any player discards a gem in hand. This one's the worst one. And I can't get rid of it. Well, we'll most likely have a gem. Well, at least we'll most likely have 6 gems. Maybe. Click on her up my hand and destroy it. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. These are good ones. 4 ether. Do that. Yeah, do that. And actually, we could use this to avoid having to deal with this. We haven't charged this up yet, but we can do that. Half its cost rounded up. Well, that would only be 1 damage for the flexing dagger. Which isn't the best card, but I also don't really have a use for Bottled Vortex. Unless I do have a corruption in here. But I mean, I wouldn't be able to gain it and use it and stuff, right? Because... oh, it is placed on top of my deck. But I'm gonna... nah, I'm not gonna bother with that. Those are both crystals. Lash would kind of offset it a bit. Like, his next round's going to get a Sifter's Pearl instead of a crystal now, so that's a bit better. 3 ether. Okay. Yeah, that was revealing the fact that that was a Nemesis turn. Yes. Just open that. You don't, like, I guess you could charge with that, but you have 2 spells. I would rather, I don't know, the +1 is nicer. All right, use this ability so Gravehold suffers damage, except not really. Okay. And of course it's the Nemesis turn. Phaedraxa. Any player suffers 2 damage, a different player focuses a breach. Okay. Damage. I kind of don't care about these guys. At this point, I just want to take out the Crooked Mask. Yeah, and then that's damage. Gems. Focus to that. 3 ether. So the best option would be either spending power or we get the Spectral Echo. And then we can start destroying those crystals. And then our deck's more... well, less thick. Thinner decks work a bit better. Actually, what is this one? Suffer 1 damage, return any card that costs 0 ether in your discard pile to your hand. Meaning a crystal. Yeah, you would rather have that effect go off because you're going to take 1 damage anyway. Alright, 4 + 1 is 5. I think at this point I'm just going to charge. Phaedraxa is not the spellcaster. 4. Breach focusing. Gravehold gains 2 life, but the player with the most life suffers 3 damage. Yes. I'm just gonna focus fire on Crooked Mask. We're probably not gonna win, but at this point, 27 HP versus 14, 11, and 3. That's 1 at a time. That is, just take out the bad guy. Although I guess these, actually no, you have to take out these guys too, don't you? No, it's if you deck that you have to get rid of them. Okay, so what options make sense here? Better gem. Spell. Gem. I'll just discard all of these. Alright, and then Phaedraxa. Damage you. We need more Adelheim turns. Play the gems. Focus that so you could put a spell there. I guess we could have also focused this by returning a gem to hand. It's not going to matter. Adelheim. I guess I could have also charged this up to avoid damage on a Nemesis turn. I guess I should have thought better about that. It's fine. Gems. Discard, return. Phaedraxa gets rid of that corruption. We're gonna have to do this again. Return. Return. And return. That wasn't really any better. I need to get that. I don't know why I haven't gotten that yet, because I've been so focused on charging, I guess. And just end your turn. Okay, this is dire. Actually, yeah, Lash is, well, yeah, let's keep Lash alive, I guess. Or keep Adelheim alive. He matters more. Shuffle all of the Nemesis turn order cards. Oh, I could just do this. Never mind. We're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Narrator, things aren't fine. There's another Nemesis turn happening, and we're not going to be able to do it. This is the last round. Like, there's no getting around this. If I could have, like, if I hadn't killed, oh yeah, Gravehold, take the damage, yes. Gravehold, take the damage, yes. This is going to go over swimmingly. Are we still alive somehow? We're still alive somehow. As long as we don't have a Nemesis turn, we're fine. Well, as long as we don't have a Lash turn, we're fine. Except, well, we had a Lash turn, so we're not fine. Oh boy, Aeon's End is hard. Deck management is so big, and I have a hard time with that. I'm not good at these games, but I'm still trying to figure it out. Getting a little better, getting a little worse, staying about the same. I don't know, but I had fun tonight. Even though they were all losses, I had fun tonight. Because each time you lose, you should take something out of it for your next match. And what I got out of this is that Crooked Mask sucks and I'm never going to play him again. I'm kidding. No, I'm... yeah, I mean... I focused a little more on spending power in this game than I did the last game. I think I focused too much on that, though, because I didn't have damage dealing capabilities. And after a while, I stopped trying to get spells and I just focused on charging. But even with my spending power, I wasn't charging as quickly as I would have liked. So, I don't know. It's hard. Getting control of your deck is hard, and getting your deck to do what you want is hard. And Aeon's End, like, you have to focus on so many things. You have to focus on spending power, but also spells, and also getting breaches focused, and also charging, and also the Nemesis is gonna do all sorts of things that you also have to worry about. So, as I believe, as someone put it, you're losing until you win, and unfortunately, I lost until I lost, so it didn't work for me. But Aeon's End is hard. That's all I can really say about that. It's fun. I like it, though. It's definitely a challenge, and I'm still trying to figure out how to get better. But thanks for dealing with my technical difficulties, for the internet disconnection, and for my 3 losses. But even though I didn't win, I do think this was a successful stream, right? It's either successful or it sucks, right? See, wordplay. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I'm going to wrap it here. It's technically like 4 minutes till, but I don't have another game in me, so I'm just going to end it here. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be here next week, next Thursday, for the March Oblivion match. We'll see what happens that time around. And then 2 weeks from now will be Sentinels Week, so I'll be continuing my challenge, where I'm fighting all the villains on challenge difficulty. And I don't remember where we left off. It's somewhere in Shattered Timelines. I don't think we're at Iron Legacy yet, but I think we either defeated or I don't remember. We either we're on a difficulty 3 next or we're on Iron Legacy next. I'm not sure which. Go check out the VOD from 2 weeks ago to see where we're at. I don't even remember. But that's what's going to happen in 2 weeks, and then 3 weeks from now, I will do my 1-deck dungeon and Aeon's End double stream. Probably starting with Aeon's End that time, and then finishing with 1-deck dungeon. Because sometimes trying to play Aeon's End after an hour into the stream just makes my mind go jello. Check out the other streams we have on this channel. We have Handelabra live every Tuesday with John and sometimes Jeremy for some behind-the-scenes development of Sentinels or Spirit Island, especially Spirit Island these days, which is in beta testing and is developing nicely. Every Thursday is, of course, Dolphin's Dive. Every Saturday at 8 is On Deck with Pirate Savvy and Dover, a brother-sister duo. And every Sunday at 7 p.m. is Tales from the Archive with another letdown. If you liked these games, or you just noticed these games and you thought you would like to get into them, even though I lost, but you might have played better and you think you could win the game yourself, go check out the games. They're available digitally on Steam and iOS and Android devices. You can also get the physical games. You can figure out you can purchase those through Handelabra.com or other media. I don't remember what the that's not what I wanted to hit. That was also not what I wanted to hit. I took a picture of my defeat, which is nice. Is it Asmodee Games is what Aeon's End is? Or was that 1-deck dungeon? I think 1-deck dungeon was Asmodee Games. I'm not remembering right now. Credits. Action Phase Games. Yes, that sounds right. Yeah, so you can get this. You can get Aeon's End through Action Phase Games, 1-deck dungeon through Asmodee Games, Bottom of the Ninth and Sentinels of the Multiverse through Greater Than Games, and also Spirit Island as well. And they're all fun games. They're all great cooperative games. I love cooperative games because you get to work with people as opposed to against people, which is what is conducive to building communities, right? People will probably say otherwise, but I prefer to think I like to make friends rather than destroy friendships. But anyway, that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll see you next week.